Hello everyone, welcome to another video. It's Janice here. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different. It suddenly dawned on me that Christmas is literally around the corner. And so I want to make a few gifts now so that they've all nicely cured before Christmas. So I had this notebook mold. It's an A6 little mold. And I wanted to do an ocean theme on it, mainly because I want to give it to someone who loves the ocean. And I've got some sketch paper that'll go in between the back and the front cover. So she does a lot of sketching, so I think she would love it. So that's the papers that I'm going to put in between. But the one thing I found was that the mold is really shallow. It's maybe about 3 millimeters. So I was a little bit disappointed because I like to do quite a few layers with my ocean themes. And it's just not going to happen with this. It's really, really shallow. But I'm going to give it a go and hopefully it turns out okay. So I've got some shells. I've got my sea sand. I mixed 60 grams, I don't know what I was thinking, but I mixed 60 grams of resin. It's a 1-to-1 resin. And realizing that there wasn't going to be enough, I measured another 60 grams. So together I've got 120 grams there. And I've got my 3 mica powder colors that I'm going to use. So what I normally do is I normally mix my sand with the resin. But seeing the depths of this mold, I actually decided to just pour the resin directly into the mold. And I know that I'm going to get a very thin layer here. So I then just sprinkled the sand, which also has some crushed shells in it, over that resin. And then I had some little starfish and some crushed glass. And then I managed to find 2 very flat little shells, which I also put in. And then along the edge of the sand, I just put some darker sand. It's all beach sand. It's all stuff I've collected from beaches, just to make it look as if the sand is wet. And then I divided the resin into 3 little cups, and I mixed my mica powder in, and I just worked the resin from lighter to darker at the top of the mold. And then using my heat gun, I just went over it and I popped any of the little bubbles that had come to the surface. And then I covered it and I just left it to cure. So what I'm going to do here is I've got some standard dishwashing liquid that I've just put a teaspoon or so into about 40 mils of water. And I'm using my UV resin. And I'm mixing just a tiny little bit of white pigment paste into the UV resin. And then I'm going to place that because now I want to make some bubbles. So I'm putting it on a little bit thicker here because I want a more solid line of bubbles. And then I'm just spreading a little bit around the shells. And then I'm putting a much thinner layer here because I want bigger bubbles put there. You'll see that I'm putting very small bubbles on that thicker layer of the UV resin, and I'm trying to put bigger bubbles here where I spread the resin out very thinly. And then I just took my little UV light and I went over it for about a minute, just until it was cured, and then used a paper towel to remove any of the moisture. Don't leave any moisture on there. And then you can see the difference in the bubbles. Those are very light, and then you've got the thicker row of foam. It's super easy to do, and it just adds a little bit sort of more character and more depth to your whole project. And then I just put a layer of clear resin over the top of that, and again just left it to cure. So I have only got the one mold. If I had two, I would have done both of them at the same time, doing the front and the back. But I'm just doing the back now in a plain color. So using the same mold. And I've mixed 120 grams of 1-to-1 resin. And then once again, just pop your bubbles, cover, and leave overnight to cure. And then I've just got some little ring binders, and it was super easy to put together. I think they really make nice gifts. It's something that someone can use for a long time, and you can get refills of the inner pages. You also get some of the pages that have got lines on. You can get like a diary form of them as well, and they are available on all the big main sites. But I was pretty happy with that. I mean, I would really have liked to have more depth on the front, but the mold just doesn't allow it. But that was the end result, and I really like it. I think it's something I would like. So I'm hoping that when she gets it, she'll be super happy with it. But if there's any questions or any comments, please just comment below. Oh, and I went around the edge with a silver chrome pen, so I just finished it off really nicely. But thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It just helps the channel, and I will bring you consistent new videos. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one.